for another video, but first let's start this video off with a prayer. And today's prayer is, Dear God, I'm at a point in my life where I feel it's time to start over, and that is completely okay. I am beyond ready for a fresh start and some change in my life. During this time, I ask that you please guide me in all my ways, Lord. Please steer me towards the path that you have chosen specifically for me. With this fresh start, may I leave all the negativity and sorrow that I drag along within me behind in the past. During this new phase of my life, I seek joy, peace, and happiness that only you can provide. I look forward to seeing a beautiful change in me. I thank you in advance for all that's to come. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. So I pray that prayer blesses you guys today. Today we're spending time in my kitchen. Y'all know, if you've been here for a while, that I do my weekly menu prep and meal prep. So I come up with 5 meals. What I do is I come up with 5 meals that I'm going to cook for the next week. I don't meal prep dinners. I like to cook those more fresh. That's just me, and that's just what works for my family. Not to mention I don't like so many containers in my fridge, but I do like to prep breakfast for the week and some lunches for the week. So that's, you kind of, when you meal prep, you can pretty much customize it to whatever works, whatever works for your family. So I know for my family that I prefer to cook meal fresh. So unless I know that I'm going to be busy on a certain day, I don't really meal prep as much. So I pick 5 dinners to cook, and I always do 5 because at least 2 out of those days are going to be leftovers. And then I do some sandwiches for the week for the kids' lunch. The rest is some of the leftovers that we had the night before. We put it in their lunchbox. Now, the main one I like to prep is breakfast for the week. Now, that's the one that I prep because I do not like waking up early in the morning to make breakfast. And my kids do not like really cereal for breakfast either because they're hungry within an hour, and I completely understand. So I like to prep breakfast, and then all they gotta do is just pop it in the microwave. It's not just for them, as well as for my husband and myself. So it just makes life easier in the morning. It makes the week go by smoothly because when we don't prep, it's rough. It's rough. So let's prep some things today. I have my notebook, so let me tell you guys what we're doing. So for tonight, for dinner, we're prepping some food in the slow cooker. That'll be tonight's dinner. Usually on a day like this, I would prefer to pick something in the slow cooker. Y'all know how much I love to use that thing right there. But tonight is slow cooker chicken sandwiches with fries and coleslaw. Pretty easy dinner. I'm putting some chicken in the slow cooker, and then we're making a coleslaw as well. But what I'm prepping for breakfast this week, it's pretty easy. You don't have to make it super complicated. I'm making some McGriddle muffins. I've never made these before. You make these with Kodiak cakes, the protein mix, but you can juju it up to make it taste. I know some people don't like that mix, but you can juju it up, you know, to make it taste better. You could do things to it. I already prepped the fruits. I will show you guys that soon. And another option that the kids have that's not something I need to prep at all is yogurt parfaits for morning. So they have that as an option. So for breakfast this week, we were just baking the McGriddle muffins. And then I'm making substitutions for when we don't have leftovers for the lunchbox. We're making some sub Hawaiian rolls. So all I have to do is put them in the container. I might make brown butter chocolate chip cookies today. We'll see how I'm feeling. So that is what we're doing today. Let's get this chicken in the slow cooker and let's get started. All right, y'all, so I have a grocery haul to share with you guys. For this week's groceries, everything was $204. On this side right here, I got 2 packs of the stewed beef meat. Each pack was like 16 something. Definitely not cheap, but for recipe this week, right here I have 3 packs of ground beef, but they're leaking, so I just left them in the bag. I got a bag of red potatoes, and then I also got a bag, not a bag, sorry y'all, I just woke up not that long ago. I also have the Lala yoga drinks. These are the mango. I got the King's Hawaiian subs. I make subs for the week, and then if I don't have leftovers, I use these. I got a bag of snack bags because I'm low. 2 cans of crushed tomatoes. And then I got a can of diced green tomatoes, like the Great Valley Rotel. A can of tomato paste, and then 2 cans of mixed chili beans. I also got some more of the honey vanilla yogurt. This is so good. This tastes amazing and it's soft. Like, you know how Greek yogurt could be kind of a little pasty? This is soft. It has good probiotics. It's so good. It's so good. How much protein does this have? This has 7 grams of protein per serving. So there's that. I got some avocados. I got some Italian sausage for when I make spaghetti. 2 cans of chopped green chilies. Some sharp cheddar cheese. I also got some more Purely Elizabeth cookie granola chocolate chips. It's so good. It's so good. It's baked in coconut oil and it's a good source of fiber. It's delicious. And I pair that with this. And sometimes when I cut up strawberries, so I'll have like a little parfait in a way. It'll be yogurt and then the granola, the cookie granola. They also have the dark chocolate one, which is like the cookie one. I don't know. You put some in there. Oh, it's delicious. It's like my little nightly treat. And it's also good for you. I got 2 bags of frozen green beans. I needed some more garlic salt. I needed some more chives. I also needed some cilantro. 2 things of the Kinder's Hickory Brown Sugar barbecue sauce. Some chipotle peppers in a double sauce. Some crescent rolls. I got that. Some sliced cheese. I needed that more for sandwiches. This is for the taco soup this week, so I got that. And then I got some coleslaw dressing for the coleslaw that I'm making for the barbecue sandwiches this week. Some canned corn, small potatoes, kielbasa sausage. This is my favorite sausage, so good. Egg noodles, Jimmy Dean's breakfast sausage. This is for meal prep breakfast this week. I got some fries, some crinkle fries, the coleslaw, and then I got some Caesar salad as well. I got 2 buns, but these are different. This is the brioche one. I got 1 brioche and then 1 butter bun for the barbecue sandwiches, 2 onions, and a big pack of chicken. So that is everything that I got this week for groceries. So right here, I am putting all of the seasoning together in a bowl so that all I have to do is just sprinkle it over the chicken. I will make sure to add all of the recipes that I'm using in my description box. All you have to do is check there and the recipes will be right there for you. Just make it nice and simple and easy for y'all. Friends, so now I'm getting ready to make the coleslaw, and the recipe also has the coleslaw recipe in there. Now I did take a shortcut and use the Lighthouse coleslaw dressing. It does ask you for mayo in the recipe, but I just used the coleslaw dressing, and I also added a chipotles like it asks for, and salt and pepper and some lime juice, which I always add either lemon or lime juice to coleslaw. I like to fix the coleslaw ahead of time so that it could be nice and pickled. I don't like hard coleslaw, so I always make that ahead of time. y'all, so now it is time to wash and prep the fruit. I do this every week, sometimes twice a week, because fruit goes by very fast in my house, which is a good thing. I think it's a great thing. But the price of fruit is very high, I'll tell you that. Right here, I'm getting ready to wash the fruit, and I like to add baking soda. Sometimes I switch it up with some vinegar, but right here I'm adding baking soda. Baking soda does a great job with cleaning the fruit. My friend Shanti told me to use baking soda instead because she noticed that her fruit was a lot cleaner that way. And ever since then, I've been using it because I can definitely tell the difference. I like to prep the fruit because it makes it a lot easier for you to be able to just grab the fruit. Not just for my kids, but for my husband, myself. We're just one of those people that it's ready to go. All you have to do is either add it to your parfait, to the lunchbox, or just snack on it versus having to go in there, clean it, and cut it up and then eat it. You know, it just makes it a lot easier that way. And I do notice that the fruit lasts longer, but I can't tell you how long it lasts for an extended period of time because fruit never lasts that long in my house. Alright, y'all, so in my last video I was asked how do I keep the kids' food warm or my husband's food warm. What I do is I add hot boiling water in the thermoses. I got these from TJ Maxx. I used the Hydro Peak. They work great. So what I do is let it sit there for 15 to 20 minutes. Depends on how much time I have. I pour it out and then dry the inside, and then I go ahead and add the hot food. By lunchtime their food is still pretty warm. It works pretty well, so I recommend. Friends, so now we're getting ready to make high protein breakfast muffins. So you will need 2 cups of the Kodiak cakes. They came out with a pumpkin flavor now for fall, so if you like that as well, they have that available. I get the big box from Costco. So I measure 2 cups of mix, 1 pound of the Jimmy Dean sausage, so I went ahead and cooked that up. You'll need 1 cup of cheese. Is a 2 cup measuring cup, so that's why it looks like that. 1/4 cup of maple syrup, 2 eggs, and 2 cups of milk. If you want to make it even more high protein, you can do 2 cups of the Fairlife milk, and that would make it even more high protein. I didn't have that, and I ran out of regular milk that I normally buy, so I'm using almond milk this time. If this is your first time clicking on one of my videos, welcome, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. I would love it for you to subscribe to my channel. It definitely helps us out. It lets you to know that videos are interesting and we are being watched. So thank you guys for always returning. To my returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here. I love sharing stuff like this with you guys. I enjoy it. Are they hard work to film? Definitely is, but I enjoy sharing it with you guys. I like to show you what I'm up to. Also, while I'm filming all this stuff that you guys see here, I also was filming it for TikTok and Instagram. So if you have those platforms, I would definitely love for you to follow me over there. Of course, with cooking videos come with lots and lots of dishes. Most of the dishes goes in the dishwasher, but a lot of my dishes, like the stuff that I use, I hand wash my dishes. I hand wash my pots and pans, certain type of bowls, or certain type of measuring cups. I don't put all that in the dishwasher, so I hand wash a lot of the stuff. Normally when I'm not filming cooking videos, I just clean and cook as I go. That's the best way to do it. Now when you're filming though, that's a whole different thing because you're still filming, so all you're doing is just adding dishes to the sink and not cleaning as you go. I try to do it as much as I can so the surface and everything looks clean, especially while I am filming. But I always try to make sure my kitchen is clean every single time before I start a cooking video, or even before I even start cooking in general. I always clean the kitchen and wipe everything down before I even start cooking. right now I am buttering up, well, browning up some butter to make brown butter cookies. I decided to just go ahead and do it because I try to do, not try, but I normally do at least one dessert once a week. So to have something in the house, and have something in my little tray. So right here, I'm just letting it cook on medium to low heat, and it will bubble up with like foam up. But once I tried making cookies with browning the butter, it's a complete game changer. It has a very nutty taste. You would never know that you could get that kind of taste from browning the butter, but it's so much better. So it's kind of foaming up right now. It's still not ready yet, but it kind of foams up and it goes back down and then foams up again and it goes back down. So I just been stirring so like that it doesn't burn, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like once it's done. You see those little beads back there? Try not to spill it. I don't know if you guys can see that. You're kind of looking for that, but I'm waiting for a little bit more for it to darken, and then I'm going to transfer over to my KitchenAid and let it cool off for 5 minutes before I start baking. Now, cookies. I love to bake cookies, and all sorts of cookies. Now, our family's favorite is always chocolate chip cookies, but I like to try a bunch of different kinds. Now, once you get the hang of actually baking cookies, I want to tell you it's the easiest thing in the world, because people have a tendency to overbake cookies. Now, when you make them, for this specific recipe, it was my first time making this one. Now, browning the butter has made a huge difference with the taste of chocolate chip cookies. I think that's how I'm always going to do it from now on. But once you make it, for this recipe, it didn't ask for you to refrigerate. I feel like it should have been refrigerated. So for the next time, I know, stick with what I know and refrigerate the cookie dough, because it helps shape the cookie dough better. Like the dough is a lot firmer. I hope I'm explaining it well. So when it starts to spread on the cookie sheet, it looks pretty. It's not flat, you know? So I definitely think for this recipe, it should be refrigerated. Not for a long time, just 15 minutes. I'll say 15, 20 minutes, and that should do it. And then sometimes I add chocolate chips to the top if I want it to look extra pretty, because sometimes the chocolate chip will be hiding inside the cookie dough and it won't look like a regular chocolate chip cookie, even though it's still in there. That's if you want to be extra. Sometimes I feel like being extra, okay? But the best thing for me, I noticed you kind of have to know how your oven works. Some ovens are stronger than others. So let's say if it asks for you to bake it for 10 minutes, maybe your oven only needs 8, you know? So you kind of have to watch your cookies. And it's better to slightly underbake them. And then when you take them out the oven, don't mess with the cookie. Let it sit there on the pan for at least 2 to 3 minutes. And you'll see the shape of the cookie change from when you took it out the oven. It looks, once you leave it on the cookie sheet, it looks slightly deflated. And it looks like what it's supposed to look like once it's, you know, a little slightly cool off. Once you leave it on the cookie sheet, I would recommend for you to, after 2-3 minutes, for you to transfer it over to a actual cookie rack. It makes a huge difference. Okay, you let it cool down the rest of the way. And you know, most people like to eat it slightly warm, because I'm definitely one of those people. But that's my recommendation as far as baking cookies. It's better to underbake than overbake. Just for this recipe, it called for 10 minutes. And if you add more to a cookie sheet, it says to add some more time to it, but you kind of have to see it. It also depends on the size of the cookie. Some cookie scoops are a lot bigger than others. So if I use my big one that I have from Pioneer Woman, I will bake it for at least I'll say 3 to 5 minutes more. It all depends. For this size of cookie scoop, I baked it for 13 minutes. So it asked for 10 minutes, and because of the size of the cookie dough and how many I put on the cookie sheet, it required 13. So I kind of eye it, and then I let it cook all the rest of the way on the actual cookie sheet itself. I just put it on the stove, leave it alone for 2-3 minutes, and then transfer it over, because if you start messing with that cookie, as soon as it comes out the oven, it's gonna fall apart. we finished the slow cooker chicken, pulled chicken, barbecue pulled chicken. That's done. Chocolate chip cookies is done. I didn't even know if I was gonna actually get to it today, but I'm glad I did. That's done. The kids are gonna be excited about it because I didn't tell them anything about it. One thing I did but didn't film was, actually John did for me this week. We did the subs for the kids for the days we don't have any leftovers. These are sandwiches with just turkey and meat and cheese in it. We keep those in the fridge. Very easy to do. I showed you guys that in the last video how to make it, so they didn't think I need to show it this time. Coleslaw is done for the sandwiches. These are done. So basically, normally I would prep more stuff, but it has everything in here. It has the protein, the sausage, the cheese, and then they can pair this with some fruit on the side and some yogurt as well. It doesn't just have to be this. They could just warm it up in the refrigerator because this has to be refrigerated. And they could pair it with something else, or they could have like 2 of them and eat it and just eat it by itself as well. I had one and it's absolutely delicious. I love it.